So, we have another Age of Empires 1v1, so welcome everyone. We have two Argentinian legends here in Fedex playing as the Vietnamese, and Twigg playing as the Vietnamese as well. And immediately, Fedex signaling Twigg's TC. And Twigg says stream cheat. And the reason that's funny, chat, is because Vietnamese have a bonus where you can see where the opponent's TC is when it starts, which is a pretty unique bonus. No one else has that. And there are other bonuses as well, which we will talk about. Can we just start with Fedex's berries and gold and wood?
Yeah.
Look how awful that is. He needs to, you know what he needs to do? He needs to return that and get a new one shipped to him. Because that's just disgusting.
And it's disgusting because that's really, like, his other woodline's so far away. And look at how open the front of his map is.
Oh, jeez, yeah. And if this was a tournament, he'd probably call a read just because the berries are denying the wood. The gold, he can only access 5 trees on either side, unless he goes behind, I guess. But still, it's awkward. Twigg's map is certainly better with the woodline and the gold behind the TC. Lots of hills on the front.
Hills, though.
Yeah, that's going to be a pain, man. Vietnamese often goes into the archers and skirms too, so it won't be easy for
I should have chat offed right away. Monos is a spectator. He should just always just chat off. That guy just never shuts up.
Yeah, I did that right away. And overall, better map for Twigg, but the hills on the front could be an issue for him. I guess the good thing about Fedex's map is everything's in the same spot. So berries, stone, gold, wood, all in the same spot so he can defend. But his second wood line is going to be above his town center past the boar. And that's TC territory. That's not lumber camp territory. So I'll show the stream the tech tree. Reveal enemy positions at game start. Archer range units plus 10, 15, 20% HP in Feudal, Castle, and Imp. And conscription is free. Rattan archers are also similar to the plumed archer. They do get access to that in the castle. But I think that the extra HP on these archer units means we're going to see skirms and archers quite quickly in this one. Now,
I like the Vietnamese. It's Civ.
I think both these guys just got online too, so they're going to be nice and fresh. Yeah, I think Vietnamese are cool. So the cool thing about Vietnamese for me is you can be a little bit more greedy because you know where the TC is. You don't have to worry about trying to find it. So you can lure in these deer, as Fedex is doing now. Also, with the extra HP on your archer units, you can have more success with forwards. So I think because you know the TC spot, it's a really good man-at-arms, towers and skirms and archers type div. But since it's mirror, that might change what they're going to do a little bit more. Rylish, there's no way I can read that whole paragraph. But I'll read the first couple sentences. The community actually has to thank you and all the other great casters, YouTubers, and streamers, making players come back to the game and making the community grow. Yeah, you're definitely right. I don't think the community would be where it is if it wasn't for YouTube, right? All these streamers uploading everything to YouTube. I always tried to put a big priority on that because I knew that it would grow my channel. I never really thought that I would actually be bringing new people into the game. I always thought they'd be coming in from other content creators or something like that. But yeah, I mean, it's happened so fast and it still blows my mind. It's been good stuff. I'm loving it.
So Twigg's Twigg's pretty polite here, sending 2 sheep in, and Fedex already has 3 deers in his TC, and Twigg's gonna see that. Like, they got super greedy because they know where the other player is.
Yeah. Both players luring in the deer. It makes sense to do that. I think they're just training a little bit. So, having a little bit of fun. They obviously play team games together.
Don't like that second lumber camp for Twigg. Really exposed. Lumber camp. Yeah, it's... You know what I like about it? If he chops a couple of those trees, it'll make his gold better later on. Yeah.
It's the one thing I like about it. And if he has 2, he can maybe have it a little bit lopsided. Instead of half and half, have a couple extra villagers on the first lumber camp. But I guess with no barracks yet, we're not going to be seeing a drush. Ooh, FedEx is going forward. Well, 4 villagers forward. No barracks at home. He is just now scouting Twigg's base, and Twigg is a pretty good map to defend from a forward. He has the stone on the back and the 2 wood lines and the gold. And ooh, what is this from Twigg? Going to gold for archers, I assume. Forward barracks for Fedex. And I guess he will pressure the side of the berries. Does Fedex have any on stone at home? He does not, so he's going...
Twigg is gonna find him here.
Oh, he must
Unlucky
realize.
for Fedex.
I bet you he's scanned. Yep, he's gonna see it. But he started building the walls earlier, so he probably tried to build a building up there just to see if it was possible, and when it wasn't, he knows, okay, there's vills there. So, 1 tower for Fedex.
It's a good tower.
It's gonna deny the berries, and there's no food underneath the TC now for Twigg. He also doesn't want to waste much wood on farms. He wants to go into archers with that wood. See, a good first tower. Just 1 on gold. And 1 archer range for Twigg. He's probably just going to go fletching with his gold and go skirms. But he's going to have to run away from the berries now, Dave. So, thoughts on what Fedex is doing here?
I like it. Twigg has a super open map here. And Fedex, that tower was good not only for denying the berries, but if Twigg wants to push in near Fedex's production buildings, he can retreat to that tower. And Twigg can't camp there. So I'm totally shipping Fedex here. Totally.
Well, hopefully Twigg doesn't snap.
Usually it takes you a while to clue into those. That was nice.
I already have like 5 of them saved up. It's not gonna get any better.
Skirms now combining with the spearmen, they're kind of a package deal in a rush like this. And he's coming forward and he's making another archer range. So,
well, this has been pretty awkward. Both players have some villagers out here, actually. There's 3 villagers, sorry, forward for Twigg. And because of the extra skirm HP, which is slight, they're gonna continue to create skirms. They definitely don't want to go into archers. I really don't know what Fedex's plan is here. He's gonna fight with vills, I guess, because he doesn't have any extra stone to make towers. And keep in mind, Twigg has not built a tower yet, so he still has time to do that if need be. Now, this is where it gets hard to cast, Dave, because it's about microing that 1 scout or a couple skirmishers and microing your vills. But Fedex at least starting this fight off a little bit better here, as he's killed 1 skirmisher and still has his scout
that deer
alive.
just calmly walking through the battle zone.
Oh man, I didn't even realize that. Yeah, he's actually blocking some of the units, making the pathing a little bit messy. Twigg is going to send villagers back home.
Twigg needs to wall this up, man.
Yeah, he doesn't have the numbers here. And at this rate, Fedex is going to walk right in.
Yeah.
Well, still, skirmishers can't kill villagers. It's all about idling and having the idle time add up. And there's the wall. I just heard a vill go down. It looks like that tower killed one of the farmers for Twigg. And now we have villagers on stone for Fedex. So I don't really like that move for Fedex. He's already forward, so he figures he might as well be there, but he's not going to do anything now.
If he goes around the right side and he manages to place a tower on that second lumber camp, he can push into the gold there. So maybe taking stone is a good decision at this point. I mean, he's got to do something with those villagers, right?
Yeah. I mean, for me, if he had 2 or 3 on stone when he ran forward, he would have already had that tower up, and this game would have been completely different. But Twigg knows that he's probably not on stone because he hasn't built another tower yet, so he's waiting for his tower. Now, if Fedex has the resources, right when he starts building this, Twigg's going to build his. And I don't like that tower spot for Fedex because he can't get all of his villagers around. And the deer! The deer is blocking!
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Well, Fedex Yeah, he's at risk to be countered, I think, eventually, because Twig still could go to stone to build defensive towers. Both players do not have fletching yet, but Twig's about to complete it and try and take a fight. And Twig's tower's up first. He's just taking the score lead, close to killing a couple of these villagers. And if Fedex doesn't get some more support here, he's going to need some overnight shipping of some reinforcements.
Terrible.
I forced it, man. I just
That
had to
was
get it
so
out.
forced.
Because like he's still okay. I just had to say it. It's all right. We're good. Nobody heard it. Stable back at home? No, blacksmith back at home for FedEx. Stable wouldn't be an awful idea to counter skirms.
I mean, Fedex has done a ton of damage. He's done a lot of damage for it. He's picked off a villager, lost one vill of his own, and he's got 3 left in that tower that are idling currently. And that makes up the villager gap almost. Fedex looking like he's idling his TC just a tiny little bit to get fletching.
Yeah, he's gonna take the fight. He does have it. He has a vill advantage. Really not bad. He could actually use his villagers versus skirmishers too. This is... It seems rather insignificant, but this is huge for both players. Nice from Twig to kill that weak villager in the tower. In fact, every villager that was in the tower was focused down. Not the best moment for Fedex. I think Twig needs to run away with the skirms, and oh, there's a scout. I was wondering where that was earlier.
Now, what point does this matter? We always talk about forward buildings and not being able to defend at home.
Yeah.
What point does this start to matter? You see Fedex going for a market now. To buy his way up, maybe? He doesn't have the resources, though.
Yeah, but Twig doesn't either. So, looking at farms... I feel like Fedex is still in a good position, but he doesn't want to throw away his military. Fedex needs to hold Twig back at home, and then all that Fedex would need to do is build a few defensive towers, and up to the next stage over the next 5-10 minutes.
Twig's getting wheelbarrow, though, and Fedex hasn't gotten it yet, and their villas are almost even. Like, Twig's going to be down by 2, but it's got a much more secure economy going forward now.
Well, it's funny. A Fedex expecting the counter from Twig. Twig actually ran back.
The bird! The bird! The bird!
Oh, it's back!
It's back!
We haven't seen this in a long time. That means this game is going to be great. The bird has returned. We almost need a bird emote.
It's so rare.
I know. We have so many emote slots now. So this is a glitch that we rarely see, and this is the first time we've seen it with Wololo Kingdoms, and the bird always gives us good games. Is back. Well, resources for Fedex looking a lot better now, Dave. Are you sure he didn't click wheelbarrow, or did we miss it while we were looking at the bird?
He didn't have it the last time I checked, but
alright.
have it now.
I feel like he has it now. He's built a tower on the stone, and
no, he doesn't have it yet.
Oh, he doesn't? Huh. Well, the only thing that's bad for Fedex is that, and I guess his gold could be exposed. But I doubt Twig is going to be able to do too much. It looks like Fedex even idling this town center now, just so he can get the castle age upgrade. Oh, he's lost the villager. She got hit in the face.
Nice pick.
Yeah, I honestly feel like we're going to see a stable from Fedex. He's going to go with a few knights. And
if he was going to go for a stable, though, why build the market?
Whoa, what's up with... Dave, go to the archery range just real quick. From Twig. Are the flags weird?
The flags are hovering.
Yeah, it's happening for you too. 2 glitches in one game. The bird. Must be the bird. The flags are trying to follow in the bird's footsteps or wings. That's different. I've never seen that one either. 2 stables now for Fedex. The skirmishers fighting. Twig is on the way up, but Fedex has a minute head start. And then stable for Twig as well. Is this HD? So many bugs. Thanks, HD. Well, this is beta, right? For user patch. And then also we're using Wololo Kingdoms, which is also in beta, pretty much. So we're bound to discover things.
Important to point out that Fedex still has no wheelbarrow. So Twig definitely with an eco advantage here. And now he's going into scale barding armor. So who's gonna... I think Twig definitely has the advantage at the moment.
Well, he's going to be on one stable. Maybe he'll go one stable monastery instead of 2 stables, no monastery. Okay, he's going 2 stables. I don't know. It's hard to say, Dave. You're definitely right. The wheelbarrow is going to pay off in the long run for Twig. Sorry, I'll get the scores back there for you guys. Skirm micro is pretty
That
meaningless at
scout's
this
doing
point.
work as well.
The good thing for Twig is that he has good TC spots. If you look at Fedex, he really doesn't. So Fedex will probably go a little bit more aggressive because of that. He has outposts and these awkward walls up to the edge of the map where the bird is. Maybe he'll TC the bird. The bird has infinite food or something if you can get the range. But I like Twig's situation a lot better because he can TC next to that new lumber camp. He can TC in the right corner. And he does have the resources to defend. And
The only
pretty much, in my
issue for
opinion,
him-
only needs to defend. Yep.
Yeah, the only issue for him is his 2 secondary golds are forward. But still, he has a ton on his main gold left. But as the game progresses, if FedEx manages to hold on to that hill, might be trouble for Twig because he doesn't have many options to go for gold.
This wolf is assisting in so many kills. Already
Oh
getting
my
a kill
goodness!
and a half. Woo woo woo. And it looks like Twig
wrecked.
realizes that as well. Letting the wolf finish off the skirms. I like the decision for Fedex to send the knights immediately into Twig's economy.
And battle
Especially because he has
elephants.
the tower there. And yeah, battle elephants. Now they are slower, but we've seen them fare well in the past in straight up fights. The knights will probably just run away.
I think you had a mini rip there.
Oh, did I?
I heard your voice go all. You were
Oh.
robot.
Yeah. Chat just said mini rip. Knights are going to run away from the battle elephants. Sorry about that, chat. I don't know. I do like knights a little bit more, Dave, because they're more maneuverable. If you're going to be making a real push, I get the battle elephants, but you notice now that Twig's going to send his units back.
Maybe I like
Kinda
the
get
battle
it, but-
elephants for forcing your enemy back. So if you don't like the amount of map control your enemy has, if you make the battle elephants, we saw it with Doubt versus Nikov, where it really pushed Nikov back to his base, and it's done the same thing here for FedEx. So now Twig can come forward and kill that tower on the hill and secure this hill a bit.
And it almost immediately forces a monastery out of your opponent as well.
Yep.
And that's what Fedex did, so. Fedex gonna camp at home for a little bit. He's only 1 villager up. This is a very close game. But more TCs for Twig, as there's 2 for Fedex, and now a 3rd on the way for Twig. And he has plenty of farms, so he should have the resources to continue to create them. Notice the forward buildings for Fedex not really playing a part here. His archery ranges are idle, and I doubt they will be used that much in the Castle Age. I guess the question is, will Fedex be able to secure some more real estate? And it looks like
That
he has
freaking
done
monk.
so.
It looks so weird, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. He looks more
love that.
agile. I feel like he's
Yeah.
more flexible than the other monks. There's a lot more
He's
movement to his
Vietnamese,
arms.
he just faux 100% of the time. That's his diet. He's a skinny guy.
Did the game pause for you?
Yep.
Alright, cool. Yeah, the new monks definitely get me. The other day there was a monk in a transport. If you click the unit, Dave, and you look down at where the stats are and whatnot, I'm not used to what that is. I'm not used to that image. And I thought it was a skirmisher or something, because it looks like a guy holding a spear. But we know it's a monk now. 55 vills and 11 military, 66 pop for both players. This is dead even. And chain barding on the way for Twig.
And wheelbarrow just now coming in from FedEx.
So someone said castle drop. Oh, this is going to be a good fight for Fedex. If
Good
he's getting
conversion.
conversions. Oh, man, yeah. I don't
Gonna
think we'll
lose
see a
this
castle
monks maybe,
drop.
though?
We might see a defensive castle, but players are going to want to focus on their economies more so. He saved 1 monk, and he got 1 conversion, so I think that's a better fight for Fedex.
The always the risky thing about going battle elephants is like getting one of your elephants converted, especially if your enemy isn't creating them, is such a huge like tempo shift in the battle.
Yes.
But he's only made 2 elephants, so he obviously just wanted to make those as a high impact unit to push him back a bit, and I don't know if he's gonna go for any more in this game unless it goes really late.
Yeah, I think it has to go late to justify it. I think the main focus over the course of the game is going to be this hill where the barracks is for Fedex. Fedex's point of view shows 2 out of the 3 golds that are here, actually. So just with that, he's going to want to focus on this. He doesn't have good scouting of what Twigg has, but Twigg only has his main gold left. So Twigg is going to have to make a push up to this hill. Question is, what will that push include? Fedex's base is a little bit more open, but he does have more resources available to him as multiple golds. His real issue might be wood, actually, but for now he has the map control and his resources are even looking good for him.
Does Twigg go into Pike?
I think both. Well, it's weird because you don't want to necessarily go Halb Skirm because there's so many knights out in the field.
Oh, is that monk gonna die? Are you serious?
No,
Oh,
he's
close.
fine. I feel like you need to add in pikes, and then you're gonna ideally have some ranged units in there, right? Because of the fact that you're Vietnamese and you have the extra HP. So maybe they get the Cavalier upgrade, and then they go Halb Skirm Siege. Let's go Trash and Siege. And camp the hills, which Twigg is actually going to build a TC on the hill. Isn't a bad idea, but TCs can be taken out a lot faster than
How
castles.
much damage can Fedex do with these knights in the back here? Maybe he wants to engage Twigg before he uses them. So he's distracted. No, he's just going to go right in. Maybe pick off 1 or 2 villagers here.
Twigg walled the rest of his map, and he still didn't wall that one section on the left. So he's losing villagers he really shouldn't be thrown away here. And there's the Imperial Age click for Fedex. I mean, that's a great move from him.
Yep, now he's just going to get out of dodge, and it forces Twigg to come back with his entire army now to chase after these 5 knights. And he doesn't even have the +2 armor upgrade yet, Fedex. So he just went for numbers, going up to the Imperial Age, and then he'll decide what he wants to do once he reaches there. Whether he wants to continue with knights, probably not. It's making a barracks.
Yeah. And he has the resources for a castle, too. So, build a castle...
The bird is gone.
What?
How? Where?
The bird is gone. We've never seen it leave before. Tons of firsts today. We saw the hovering flags. We saw the bird. Bird's no longer there. He got to his destination. All right. Fedex is getting the final defense upgrade on the knights, and it looks like he's going to be going into Halberdier.
Both going for a castle as well. So maybe Rattan Archer or Halberdier?
Yeah.
I don't know why you would need the Halberdier if you have Rattan Archers, though. I think they get +2 versus Spearmen, right? The Spearman line?
I don't know. I think this is going to be a pretty close game, though. I almost want to give Fedex a small advantage because of the imp time, but is he going to be able to push if there's a castle on the hill for Twigg? I think Twigg will then rush his Imperial Age time, and Twigg will have a slightly stronger economy. So he's going to have 1 castle, probably a second one will be available to him, and this castle secures 2 golds for him, even though he's only using 1. He also has unscouted this gold that Fedex didn't scout earlier. Just look at that, guys. And that'll be important for both players as this game goes on. Sacco del Toro, welcome back for 10 months. I also missed Foley Huck Polly earlier. Thank you for the subs as well, guys. Let's see what Twigg wants to do with these knights as Fedex hits him.
If he gets into that wood line, could kill a bunch, but he's going to lose his whole army in here.
Yeah, I think now he just needs to commit and kill as many villas as possible, right? Don't even try and escape. Just split up your army. Keep Fedex at home, especially because you know he's an imp. You need to buy yourself
He's
some time.
gonna get out?
What? Debated.
Oh, the monks are there. The monks are there.
But do you want to use your monks there? If you're Fedex, you're throwing away your monks after an army that...
He got out. He only lost 1.
Yeah, I don't know about using the monks there. I mean, maybe keep them a little bit more safe with pikemen, but... Oh, more monks from Twigg? Twigg is trying to run away with his knights at the speed of the monks. But he'll make it to the castle.
The speed of smell. Yeah.
Yeah, well... He has Rattan archers on the hill. Cavalier for Fedex, so he's going to have that stronger early push here. Monks should survive, assuming Fedex goes back. And Fedex will probably go back. If not, just waste the pikemen. And there goes the Cavalier for Fedex. Can he find a hole in these walls?
There is a hole. And Twig is walling it up now. His monk with the relic isn't going to get in. That is going to die. Run the other way! Go!
Oh yeah, gates coming up immediately for Twig. Look at Twig's wood line on the TC against the edge of the map. Look at all the idols he has there after building that lumber camp. He's definitely smothered. But I can't help but feel that this hill is going to be huge for him with Rattan archers, ballistics, and now there's a castle on the hill for Fedex, and he's lucky because there's a gold right there. He's also going to be going with Rattan archers, and that's going to give him a good position for Trebs, both players, because both fights, either way, are going to be taken uphill.
Cavaliers do pretty good against Rattan archers until you get a ton of them built up.
Yeah, I can't help but feel that the Cavaliers were wasted. He could have gone around the left side where he went before, and he might go now. But he wasted the upgrades, and he hasn't really done anything with these units. Those Rattan archers are going to be mass. I think Halb Rattan Archer Siege is probably the best combo. Very similar to maybe a Mayan War, right?
Or maybe Elite Skirmisher upgrade.
Yeah, that's going to be big as well.
Or Imperial Skirmisher, rather.
Imperial Skirmisher, yeah. And we'll see if these standard AOC players even think of that, because sure, they know some of the new technologies and new civs, but that's one thing that you don't think of because it's just only for Vietnamese. It's additional technology.
The one thing that Twig has done that Fedex hasn't really done is expand his economy. So he's got secure wood lines and stuff. Fedex just now going out to another wood line. And he hasn't really secured the right side of his base either.
Well, the cool thing about this game, normally you want to expand your economy to get those extra golds on the map, but these players are sitting on them. There's one in the middle of both castles, and there's going to be 3 castles for Twig and 1 for Fedex. The one is back at his base. And the one good thing for Fedex is that he's been so aggressive that Twig hasn't really been at his base, which is completely wide open. So pretty good game.
That wood line at the top for Twig is just triggering me so hard.
Well, look at Fedex. Look at his wood line. Both players are in the same boat there. Alright, well, it's Elite Rattan Archer versus non-Elite. And there's Cavalier, of course, for Fedex, but he's having to repair his castle, and he needs the castle if he wants to go with the Rattan Archers. It's looking better and better for Twig now. And Twig even bold enough to send the trebuchets in and be on the gold with these villagers.
Twig still with 40 idle villagers, though. Now he's getting them sorted out.
And now he has the map control to do so. There's that one Cavalier for Fedex, though. There is another gold Twig has found. Will the Cavalier make it in? I guess we'll kill that one build. But big fight underneath the trebuchets. As Fedex is trying to make use of his Cavalier, he does not have Elite Rattan Archer, but he does have Cavalier. Can he kill a Treb? My guess is no, because there's repairs from Twig. And Twig's going to have an army advantage. Just look at the score change.
This is another one of those situations where it's like, do I target the castle, or do I target the Trebs?
Yeah.
In this war, and it's such like a delicate balance there. Because sometimes if you target the castle, you might lose a couple Trebs, but your enemy might run out of stone and might lose that footing, so...
I actually didn't notice that Twig... I think Fedex is going to call the GG because he doesn't have resources. But I didn't notice Twig was targeting Fedex's Trebs. I would have gone for the castle, honestly. Because you're forcing your opponent to repair, and now he gave him an opportunity to repair it to full health. Any lucky Treb shots now? Doesn't look like it for Fedex. Twig could just slide on down here and go after the other castle from Fedex, which does not have any Trebs next to it. That's the benefit of having all your Trebs in the same spot and your castles in the same spot. And yeah, that's exactly what he's going to do.
There's nothing Fedex can do against this army currently. That's just too big. Too big of an army, and I love what Twig has done with his Cavaliers and his Cavalier and his Knights. On the other side, he's taken that gold, lots of idle villagers there, but he's spaced them out, so he'll see if Fedex tries to maneuver around that side.
Yeah, I do see them. You're right. Well, I think Fedex is forced to make Cavalier now, because he can't get Elite Rattan Archer. He actually didn't have ballistics in any of those engagements. Yeah, he's forced to get Cavalier, and he's hoping he can win a fight. Plus, he's losing his castles, so Rats and Archer is not going to be the best move for him. So how will the Cavalier fare? Usually not well versus mass ranged units. However, Twigg does only have one unit comp at the moment. He doesn't have anything else combined. He doesn't have halbs. But he's building another castle right on that gold, going forward with the Trebs to take out the TC.
Packing him up again, bringing him back. He knew the Cavalier were coming. And one hit is all that Fedex got on those Trebs. And he's still pushing in on Fedex's main gold, or his second gold that he went back out to. And he took the other gold as well, so it's not looking good for Fedex right now.
Yeah, I don't see any way back for him. Maybe he needs to make more Cavalier with his resources. I think he's trying to go for elite Rats and Archers. But I don't know why he would even go for that. Now, multiple trebuchets for Twigg on both sides. Lots of Rats and Archers. And the Cavalier can get out. It's going to be something special for Fedex to bring this game back now. The Rats and Archers simply in too big a number for Fedex to deal with. Small victories with killing the Trebs and whatnot, but I don't know if he can take a fight. I think he should have gone for skirms, dude. He should have gone for Imperial skirms by now. Imperial skirms and Cavalier could have done it. Cavalier certainly not going to do it.
They're just gonna get slaughtered here.
Yeah. Like, killing a Treb or two is not worth it when you're losing your entire army, and he's sending a lot of numbers. He's saying GG hack. It was a pretty
Great
good game,
performance from Twigg. Yeah, really good performance. He knew exactly, like, he made those couple battle elephants. They pushed Fedex right back, and then he just took control of that hill that was so important in this game. So important to take control of that.
So, what I think Fedex did wrong was taking his foot off the gas in the Castle Age because of this hill. He gave Twigg this hill, which not only gave him the resources, but it gave Twigg a good opportunity to push then. So Fedex then opted for the worst hill, where he had a gold, but not two of them, and he gave Twigg time to wall up and whatnot. I think he should have been a bit more aggressive in the Castle Age. He had a good advantage, especially after he converted a couple of those battle elephants. I think that's when he should have piled on the pressure a little bit more. But it was a pretty cool game all around. After that forward, it turned into quite a game.
And we saw the bird, and the bird magically disappeared. I don't know where. I've never seen it disappear.
Yeah,
Usually
I mean,
stuck.
that's a YouTube classic because of the bird right there. We had the bird, we had the flag bug, right? So, we got a lot of things we never see. Here are the resources collected, which is pretty interesting. A lot more food for Fedex. The wood is the difference, and Twigg was probably heavier on wood because he went for so many Trebs and he went for Rats and Archers. But even the gold was in favor of Fedex, so he stayed with the Cavalier bit too long. He's actually forced to go into Cavalier, and his initial Cavalier push was a waste. So I think that's where that extra gold went. It went down the drain for Fedex.
What is this? Why do people keep leaving after one game? What is going on?